where you only have to be a step ahead to help the person behind you. Trauma literally rewires your brain, and it's scientifically proven. So I didn't have a chance to be a normal kid. I went right into survival mode. I shut down emotionally. I was protecting myself. I was on guard and try and just literally just survive. I was afraid and fearful and almost paralyzed that no one would accept me for who I was and not judge me. And instead, they would only see me for what happened and somehow tell me that it was my fault, even though decades later I would learn that it wasn't. Because that's all I had been told, not so much in words, but in sentiment. I've twice considered ending my life. I've struggled with depression and anxiety and all those things. Through all that, there was some kind of nagging optimism.
A lot of people don't recognize survival mode until they're out of it, which is one of the reasons why I think these conversations are so important.
If we start this, I am not stopping until we're done. A manageable level of tolerable existence is no longer an option. There's a lot of life that happens, and there's a lot of things that we have learned that we have to unlearn. I didn't have a chance to be a normal kid. I didn't know what it was like to be carefree and just go out and have fun and laugh and play and not be on guard for what's next. I got tired of lying about what I ate or didn't eat to cover my eating disorder. I got tired of deceiving others, and I was deceiving myself in the process. And they even played out just by wiping tears and not wanting to be found out that I was crying in a movie. I went into that retreat calling myself the holy exception, believing the lie that here generalities, everything in the Bible is good enough for everyone else but me. I left there saying and starting to believe that Jesus Christ not only loves me, he likes me, and he's absolutely head over heels in love with me. If he can be bold and direct about his story, why can't I? You're not too far gone. You're not too screwed up. And you only have to be a step ahead to help the person behind you.
We can't grow if we can't own our story. We can't grow until we can accept what we've been through. And I think that is like massively important. We don't have to have it all figured out to help someone else. Healing isn't a destination, people, and I will say that 100 times.
You have to get the story straight. That's the only way I can put it. I started learning that I had to start learning to separate myself. And there are a number of things that that I would say, and I'd say something to her. She's like, "That's not you. That's your eating disorder voice." Ed, shut up. Ed, shut up. And whatever your eating disorder voice was telling you to do, the way to get out of it was do the opposite. I'm starting to see that all this mental static is not me. It's this other thing having a lot of influence, and that influence is starting to weaken. A situation at the office, and a coworker is frustrated and voices that frustration in a loud, boisterous tone towards you. Okay? So your mind, because of history, may say, I screwed up. I did something wrong. This person's mad at me. But if I step out and look at it without that emotional attachment, I can say, okay, this person is frustrated about this situation. I happen to be the one she felt safe or he felt safe sharing that frustration with. And it was not directed at me.
We don't always have a solid awareness of how our stories and our thought processes impact us. And I
Mhm.
remember Dan starting to actively challenge my thought processes and the thoughts that would pop up in my head. And I would literally be at the sink washing dishes and have this like random thought and say out loud, no, 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 we're not going there, boo.
Yep,
I would be walking on the
yep,
street randomly. No, no, we're not going there, boo. Recognizing how much power my thoughts actually had and that I had the power to change them was
yes.
like life changing for me.
And gratitude and anxiety cannot coexist. It is scientifically proven because they come from the same part of the brain.
Absolutely. And a huge part of thriving in life is radical ownership across the board. Your story, your thoughts, your actions, all of it. You were not built to break, but you damn sure were not built to just survive, disrupt the cycle, reclaim your life, and thrive on your own terms.